Welcome to another vocabulary set. Today's topic is the effects of World War I. Let's get started. The first word is develop. De-ve-lop. Develop. Let's say the word 3 times. I say the word, and then you say the word. Develop. 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 And here's the definition. To make or create. Here's a sentence. Civilizations have developed new technology over time. Let's do example, non-example. We developed our food when we ate it all. Did you make or create it when you ate it? At the same time? The answer is no. Let's look at the next one. Civilizations developed ways to farm. The answer is yes, because many civilizations developed ways to farm. Let's look at the last one. The countries developed a way to win the war. Did they make or create a way to win the war? The answer is yes, if I can write. There we go. The next word is provisions. 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 Let's say the word 3 times. Provisions. 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 Let's read the definition. Requirements or rules, usually related to a law. Let's read the sentence. There are provisions for how many days of school for students. So there are rules or requirements for how many days of school for students, and that is in the law. Let's do example, non-example. We have provisions for making food. We can do anything that we want. Is that an example or non-example? When we use this word, are these rules or requirements? The answer is no. Because if they can do anything they want, that's not really a rule. Let's look at the next one. We have provisions for public safety. Are there rules or requirements for public safety? For being safe? The answer is yes. The next word is formation. 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 Let's say the word 3 times. Formation. 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 And the definition is make. Here's a sentence. There was a formation of a new soccer club at school. So here they're making a new soccer club at school. Let's look at example, non-example. There was a formation of new ideas during the Enlightenment. And hey, wait a minute there. Enlightenment is not spelled correctly. Whoa. Enlightenment. With my horrible handwriting, but you can see that there's no G. Either way, is it an example or non-example? Was there the making of new ideas during the Enlightenment? The answer is yes. Next up, Great Britain believed in the formation of a new government after the Enlightenment. And here we go again. What am I doing? Cross that out. After the Enlightenment. Is that an example or non-example? The answer is yes. It should be in red. Because they brought in new ideas like life, liberty, and property from such philosophers as John Locke. Here's the next word. Establish. 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 Let's say the word 3 times. Establish. 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 And the definition is start. Here's a sentence. I am going to establish a new business. So if I open a new restaurant or bookstore, I can say that I established it. Let's do example, non-example. The government can establish a law. Can the government start a law? The answer is yes. Let's look at the next one. Teachers have established the rules of the classroom. Do teachers help start the rules of the classroom? The answer is also yes. The next word is peace. Peace. Let's say the word 3 times. Peace. 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 And here's the definition. Not to fight with another country. Let's read the sentence. We don't want to fight, so we are at peace. If the two people aren't fighting, they are at peace. Let's do example, non-example. During a war, there is a lot of peace, and there is an error there. It should be a lot. 2 words. Is this an example or non-example? If there's a war, there should be a lot of fighting, I'm guessing. So I don't think there's a lot of peace. So the answer is no. Let's look at the next one. Whoops, there's another error. I'm having tons of errors. It's not good. Let's cross that out. That word is countries. So here we go. Countries sometimes trade with each other when there is peace. Would you give things and receive things from other countries if you were at peace with them and not fighting? The answer is yes. Let's look at the next word. Reparation. 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 All right, let's say this word 3 times. Reparation. 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 Let's read the definition. Money that a country pays because they lost to another country. It is for damages because of the war. And here's another error. Because. So let's look at the sentence. Germany had to pay millions in reparations after World War I. So they had to pay money as reparations because they lost the war. Let's look at example, non-example. All right, so I had to change it a little bit. So let's try and do these example, non-examples together. The government paid all of the reparations. Is this correct use of the word reparations? Well, the government is usually part of a country, and they had to pay something. So the answer is yes. Let's look at the next one. I had to change these a little bit. I wasn't happy with the sentences. So, reparation money is used to pay countries that lost the war. Is this an example or non-example? The answer is no. Reparation money is used to pay countries that lost the war. Usually, reparation money is used to pay countries that won the war. Let's look at the next word. Treaty. Treaty. The sound of T sounds a lot like the T in water. It sounds like a flap. So, water, treaty. Like that. So, treaty. And yes, I sound like an idiot saying Let's say the word 3 times. Treaty, treaty, treaty. Let's look at the definition. 2 or more countries that make a document and agree to stop fighting. Let's look at a sentence. Great Britain has a treaty with the United States. They don't fight against each other. Let's look at example, non-example. A treaty brings peace. Is this an example of the treaty? The answer is yes, because a treaty means that there is no fighting. Let's look at the next word, next sentence. After we signed the treaty, we are going to war. Are you going to fight if you sign a treaty? The answer is no. Because you're not fighting in a treaty. Here's another word, self-determination. 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 Let's say the word 3 times. Self-determination, self-determination, self-determination. Here's the definition. When a country wants to control itself, independence. Think of the word as independence. Here's a sentence. A lot of countries have self-determination. And this really isn't a capital S, it's a lowercase s, so it's just normal self. Anyway, let's look at example, non-example. So I had to change these just a little bit. Let's try and answer these together. Self-determination gives a country power. If you can control yourself, do you have power? The answer is yes. That is an example. Next one. Countries that like having a ruler have self-determination. If you like having a ruler, are you part of a country that wants to control itself and be independent? The answer is no. Let's look at our last word, Treaty of Versailles. Versailles is a French word, so it sounds, you don't hear the L sound here. So it's treaty, so treaty of Versailles. Versailles. Let's say the word 3 times. Treaty of Versailles. Treaty of Versailles. Treaty of Versailles. Let's look at the definition. The document that ended World War I, and it blamed Germany. The Treaty of Versailles stopped the fighting between the countries. Let's look at the example, non-example. The Treaty of Versailles ended peace immediately. Well, if it ended peace, then that would mean there's war. But the treaty stopped that. So the answer is no. Let's look at the next one. The Treaty of Versailles ended World War I. I wonder where the answer is. The answer is yes. Whoa. There you have it. Here's another set of vocabulary, this time for the effects of World War I. Hope you watched the other videos about vocabulary, and until next time, keep learning.